Well, a very good evening to you with the Saturday, March 17th edition of the CBC Evening News. I'm Ryan Broom. In our top story, an article published in the British Daily Telegraph newspaper has attracted strong criticism from Culture Minister Stephen Lashley. Headline, "The stench of economic decay is overwhelming Barbados." The article refers to the South Coast sewage problem and accuses the government of doing little to solve the issue or the economy. Speaking during the Astor B. Watts Lunchtime Lecture Series, Mr. Lashley labeled the article as irresponsible journalism, which tarnishes the island's reputation.
We all know, yes, we have a sewage problem on the south coast of Barbados. We know that. We know what is happening on the south coast of Barbados. But this article creates the impression that the whole of Barbados has a sewage problem. Creates and to tell the truth, yesterday I was on the south coast and I went to one of the beaches, took a couple of photographs, put them on my Facebook page. Both the tourists and the locals were there enjoying the beach. I took a video of the pristine, clear water and put it up. And I challenge whoever helped the writer of that article to put that on Telegraph too.
And the Culture Minister believes it can also be considered as defamatory.
In fact, I believe that given what the article speaks to, that the author and the publisher may very well have crossed the line of defamation of the Cabinet of Barbados. If Barbados as a country could also claim defamation, I believe Barbados itself would have been significantly defamed.
Now, in his reaction yesterday, Tourism Minister Richard Seeley had described the article as biased and viciously crafted. He said he is confounded that the Telegraph, a long-standing media partner of Barbados, would print such a scathing article about the island, which spends significant sums in advertising with them annually without doing the country the courtesy of making an inquiry. Well, a local religious group is once again offering prayers for some of the issues facing the country. This time, Prayer Warriors International, in conjunction with Restorations Ministry, is focusing on the sewage problems on the South Coast. But leader of the group, Pastor Courtney Selman, says prayer is just part of the solution.
We realize that prayer can't do it alone, and we have to recognize the importance of prayer, one, and also the contribution of the engineers, the Barbados Water Authorities, the management and staff, and all those who are trying to solve this problem, because it's a very serious problem. I don't know if people think or realize it's a very serious problem, because it can affect us financially in our pockets, businesses, all the players, the hotels, the workers, the people who just even carry chairs on the beaches here can affect.
Now, Pastor Selman was speaking on the sidelines of an all-day prayer session on Accra Beach. He expressed concern that a recent article in a British newspaper on the South Coast issue could be damaging to the country's reputation. But Pastor Selman also notes that many Barbadians also portray Barbados in a bad light through their posts on social media.
Barbados is too beautiful a country for people to say it's adverse and very debilitating things about Barbados. We have so many things here that we can talk about on the social media and present Barbados, and talk about Barbados, the beaches and all the other things that we have here in Barbados, and we have to do this. And if we must use the social media, let us use it positively and not negatively, because in the end it's going to hurt everyone here in Barbados.
In other news, the recent killing of one of their own has struck fear among members of the homeless community. This has prompted Robin Ostrom to call on government to provide safe shelter for the homeless. His comments come a month after 73-year-old Shirley Rogers was found dead at a bus stop near the Princess Alice Terminal with stab wounds about the body.
I am homeless, even not my one. We got a resident that is homeless and she's only something. We'd like some help if we could get a building or some place that all us could sleep. Instead of wrong there sleeping, the young lady would put in roll sleep and she get hurt and things, right? So I would like if the government can help us in that situation.
Now, Mr. Ostrom was speaking on the sidelines of a feeding program put on by the staff of the Radisson Aquatica Resort in Hero Square, the city. The resort's human resources manager, Nicole Hunt, says it's part of an ongoing effort to help the less fortunate.
We have partnered with the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society. So every third Friday of each month, our employees would come down here and we would prepare from our hotel, and we would come down and actually serve the food and whatnot that we have brought for the homeless. That's something that we have endeavored to do, and it is something that we're very passionate about, being responsible in our community and being able to give back to our society.
Motorists using the road between Horse Hill and Joes River in St. Joseph are encountering a smooth ride and new scenery. The section of the road which crosses Joes River Bridge is now closed, and traffic is being diverted through a part of the forest on a bypass road. The bridge, which has developed some structural problems, was closed for several months back in 2008, where it was shored up with some gabion work. It was closed off yesterday evening. Motorists are generally appreciative of the smooth road and having to negotiate fewer dangerous corners. However, they would like to see some lighting installed in the heavily forested strip of the road. Well, we take a pause here, but we'll have more news after the break. Welcome back. Well, after 53 days at sea, two brothers have completed the difficult task of rowing across the Atlantic Ocean. They set out on a journey to raise funds for skin cancer research after witnessing their father's battle with the disease. Our Sharika Griffith reports.
Their arrival at the Port St. Charles Marina in St. Peter signaled the successful completion of a 3,000-mile rowing mission across the Atlantic. But a malfunctioning water pump, broken GPS, and a number of injuries ensured that the journey was anything but easy for brothers Greg Bailey and Jude Massey.
I just remember within the first week, the reality hit me that we were on this row and we were going to be out here for around 8 weeks. And just knowing that we were having to endure this for such a prolonged period of suffering, our hands were in agony, our bums were so sore, just trying to battle seasickness and trying to keep food down. It was definitely the hardest moment of my life, and there were times where if there was a boat next to me, I would have jumped off and I would have escaped that situation.
The aim of the journey was to raise £100,000 to fund skin cancer research in the UK. So far, Team Ocean Brothers, as they're known, have managed to raise £84,000. They came up with the idea a year after losing Jude's father, Pete Massey, who battled skin cancer for 16 years.
My stepfather, Jude's father, loved the ocean, and it was one of his dreams to cross the Atlantic. And we had a bird that followed us all the way from Gran Canaria to Barbados, and we're pretty sure that was Pete. Barbados, there was a number of Caribbean islands to come to. Of course, Barbados, just from friends who visited the Caribbean, everyone in the UK has said, you got to go to Barbados. The people there are so friendly, you've got great surfing and other water sports, the food is lovely, and from a logistical point of view, it's the most eastern island, so it's the easiest to get to when you row across.
Greg and Jude's mother, Alice, was initially against the journey and went as far as to call family members and ask them not to give the brothers any money. But during their time at sea, she proved to be a source of strength for her sons, who she spoke with daily using a satellite phone.
I think I'm still numb, feeling-wise, but isn't it absolutely incredible what they have done? I'm in awe, really, and amazed. I think I can't quite take in what it must be like, because I saw them in Gran Canaria, said goodbye to them at the airport, and I did think to myself, would that be the last time I ever saw them?
The brothers will spend the next few weeks recovering, but Greg is already considering a rowing trip across the Indian or Pacific Oceans in order to reach their target of £100,000. Jude, on the other hand, believes he's satisfied his taste for adventure. Team Ocean Brothers, along with their 21-foot vessel, will return to the UK on board the MS Britannia free of charge. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.